Tell me why'd you have to go and drive me so crazy? Now I'm feeling lost without you, and I just can't be without you, baby. Want you all night long, want you all night long. Tell me why'd you have to go and drive me so crazy? Now I'm feeling lost without you, and I just can't be without you, baby. Want you all night long, want you all night long, want you all night, 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 want you all night. Tell me why'd you have to go and drive me so crazy? Now I'm feeling lost without you, and I just can't be without you, baby. Want you all night long, want you all night long.
Welcome everyone. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Taekwondo. How are you today? I hope that you are doing fine. My name is Petra Verbruggen, and in today's episode, we're going to talk about some really cool stuff. We're going to talk about, well, let's say NDI, SDI, HDMI, but specifically NDI and what a product can do for that. And I'm talking about this product right here. Boom. That one we're going to talk about in today's episode of Taekwondo. Are you ready? Let's get started. And once again, welcome to the show. Welcome to Taekwondo. My name is Petra Verbruggen, as you can see right here. And if you want to support the show, then go ahead, go to taekwondo.net, and there you will find a special page that you can use to support the show. That is here. You can see that right there. And of course, you will also see it in a few seconds when there's something white coming this way. Oh, there it is. There it is. I am live every Monday at 8 p.m. Central European Time, 7 p.m. if you live in the UK. If you live on the eastern side of the US, it's 2 p.m. If you live on the western side of the US, it's 11 a.m. If you live in the other way around, and if you go down directly through the center of the earth and go the next right down, you'll find New Zealand, and that's where it is at 8 a.m. And if you are in Australia, it is 6 a.m. in the morning, but that means that's on Tuesday. So welcome everyone also to the Aussies on Tuesday morning. But there are also people that are live here, and let's talk to them first. Hello, Rudy. Really great to see you. He says, here we go again. Indeed, this is where we go. I just put this one up because I am also on Facebook, as you can see right here. And Luam, he's also here. He says hi, and of course I'm always glad to see him and say hi. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the Black Magic, the Burdock, this one, the Burdock Mini. And before I start talking about what this is, I want to talk to you a little bit about what is this product about and why should you care. So first and foremost, let's talk about what this is. So why do I say Black Magic all the time? They're also Australian. No, let's start again. Burdock, that's what we're talking about. Burdock. I don't know what it is with these Aussies these days. They make great products. I mean, VMix is Australian, Burdock is Australian, and another brand that I just said something about is also Australian. So, all right, okay, Burdock. So, what is Burdock, and why should you care? Well, first and foremost, Burdock is known for their NDI capabilities, and NDI is a protocol. Now, what is specifically for Burdock is that they've managed to put NDI in a silicon chip, so it's hardware. Before I talk about what it is, let's talk about a little bit of a sidetrack. NDI, what is it and how does it relate to HDMI and SDI? Because we're talking about connectivity, about video connectivity. HDMI, you probably know, you probably have HDMI in your home. If you are a consumer like me, in my living room, I have a DVD player and it's connected to my TV set with HDMI. The same thing goes with the cable provider. They have an HDMI connector that goes from the HDMI box, from the box to the TV set. That is a standard connectivity that everybody has. That's HDMI. Now, HDMI is quite a good product in the sense that it's very capable. However, it does not allow for a very long cable unless you pay the major price for it. So HDMI is bidirectional, so it doesn't matter if you put this part of the cable in there or that part of the cable in there, it will always work. Unless you have a very big, long HDMI cable, and those are really expensive, then you will have a directional HDMI cable. So it will show you the direction that the data needs to flow. That's one. So what you see typically in the professional environment until recently is that they will use a different cable, and that is SDI. And SDI looks like this. So let's put that on this camera right there. Let's focus. Ah, come on. There you go. So that is an SDI cable. Oh, yeah, it's quite difficult to focus it. But there you have. That's an SDI cable. And the cool part of an SDI cable is that it can actually have a way longer, area that you can cover. 10 meters, 20 meters. We actually have in the streaming company that I have, we have like 70 meters even. So it's quite a big amount of space that you can cover with SDI. But it's also a very expensive cable. Now, what they've done is that there's this company called NewTek, and NewTek is known for their TriCaster system, and TriCaster is like a switcher, a video switcher, but then based on Windows, roughly the same as vMix, but of course vMix is better, in my opinion at least. Anyway, TriCaster it has been very, it was a world player for a long time, but then they started to invent NDI, and NDI is a network protocol that actually changes that SDI cable to move to just a plain network cable like this one right here. So difficult to get that perfectly organized, huh? There you go. So an NDI cable, this can be an NDI cable, but this is also an Ethernet cable. Now, what is the major benefit of that is that a lot of companies these days have a lot of network cables lying around, and it actually is routable. So you can route via your network your signal to one side of your studio to another side of your studio, or even the whole building, as long as it's in the same network environment, it'll work for you. So that is a very good thing about NDI. Another good thing about NDI is that it's also very flexible. Why do I say it? Well, with NDI, you can actually also not bring along only your video content, but also PoE. And PoE is power over Ethernet, which means that the same cable, this cable right there, come on, try, there you go. This cable that you see right here can be both video and also power over Ethernet. But that's not all. It can actually also control your camera. So you can imagine 3 cables into one, which is very interesting, very convenient. So that is a little bit of a side story, because to understand why NDI is so important, and I actually needed to move to NDI because of something totally different. So you see, my computer is 4 years old, and it has been a fantastic computer, but I wanted to up my quality of my video, and my video could handle up to 1080i 50 or 1080p 25 without any problems. But 1080p 50 or 60, which I want to have at this moment, was not possible. Well, one camera, this camera, could still go on with my current setup, but I wanted to have an additional camera right here, this one. And I had a very big problem because I could not get that thing organized, because I got all kinds of dropped frames because the system could not handle it anymore. So I needed to do something. Now, I did have this one lying around, the BirdDock Mini, and we're going to talk about that very shortly. I had that one already lying around for some ideas that I had a year ago. So I had this one again lying around a year ago, but not using it. So it's like, well, I tried it to do it and it worked. So I now have actually not one, but 2 of these BirdDock Minis, and I actually need to have 3 of them, but for now that's enough. And there's a few things that are really cool about it. But before I do that, let's go into and show a little bit about how this BirdDock Mini is looking, how it looks from nearby. So I actually have, of course, how convenient this BirdDock. This is a BirdDock camera right there. That the one that this is working on. So let's go into this shot right here, and this is where you'll find the product. So it's quite a small product, as you can see. This is the one side, and this is the other side. Now, I did upgrade it a little bit because of the fact that I wanted to have a mount point for my camera. So I can actually put a ball head here, and then just put it like so on the camera, which makes it very convenient. This 2 right here, I put on myself. So this is the second BirdDock. So it's just to know which one I'm having here. And then we go to this side right here. And this is where it comes interesting. So this is a light, and that light can indicate a few things. So first and foremost, blue means I have NDI connectivity. Green means that I'm on preview. So it's, if you look on your vMix screen or OBS screen, the left side. That's your preview. That's not going live, but it's what you have in front of you to see if everything is fine before you switch it to the right-hand side to your program. Once you put it to program, this turns red. That is fantastic. Why? Because if you, like me, have multi-camera productions and you have multiple people operating a camera, you know which camera is actually live, which also benefits the cameraman, but it also benefits your talent, your presenter. He or she knows which camera to look at, which is also great. So that is the added value of this big screen right here. That is a tele light right there. These are just indicator lights. Don't worry about them, but this one is very important. There's one more thing. It also contains the possibility to add a headphone jack right here. So that's the headphone jack. It's right there. Right there. Well, let's talk about the rest of it a little bit, but the headphone jack actually has not one, but 2 features. One feature is that you're able to get the audio from the video that you are watching and get it to a mixer board or to your audio card so that you have more processing power. But it can also be used as a what they call comms. So that means that if you have a camera operator and you want to have a so an audio connectivity, then your operator just has a headset with a microphone and you can talk to your cameraman. So let's talk about that. So you can actually talk to your cameraman, give him directions, go to the left, go to the right, zoom in, zoom out, that kind of stuff. That is all possible with this product. And we're going to show you in a minute how it works. Don't worry, we're going to show it. I cannot show it really, but I can show you a little bit how it looks. Now, let's go back to this page right here. Okay, so that is right there. That is the headset. Now you see two HDMI connectors. One is HDMI in and HDMI out. That's right. You can have a HDMI signal coming into the connector, to the Bird Dock Mini. So this is that's what the name is. This is the Bird Dock Mini. You can have via HDMI in. Let's show it in a way that you can actually see it. Like so, yep. So HDMI in. So you can have your video getting into the Bird Dock Mini and out via the Ethernet port as NDI, and then bring it into your vMix system. What you can also do is, for example, you have a confidence monitor, so the end product of your production, again, the right hand side of vMix. You can have that as a confidence monitor totally somewhere else, because you can also make that an NDI signal and via the Ethernet put it to HDMI out, NDI in on the Bird Dock. Wait a sec, there it is. On NDI in via the Bird Dock and then via HDMI out to your TV screen. So that's also possible with the same product. That not at the same time, but you can do one or both, which is really, really cool in my opinion. All right. So, do you want to see it actually working? Okay, so let's do this. So let's go back to this screen right here. So this is the Bird Dock. As you can see, it's totally not connected at all. But I do have here a Ethernet port, as you can see right here. So I'll just put it into the Ethernet PoE. So again, oh, by the way, I almost forgot. You can power it up. There is an adapter. If you don't have power over Ethernet, you can connect your adapter that it comes with on this connector. The adapter can be connected right here. So you do have power even if you don't have PoE. But I do have PoE here in the studio. So let's put that in like so. And if I go here, you'll see it's powering up. And of course, I also have here now unfortunately you will see it bangling along a little bit, but I also have a HDMI connector for my camera. So I'll just put it right here. And now I have to switch on the camera. Like so. Okay, so now it's blue. So that means that there's a network connector.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
That was Google. So now it's blue, so that means that it's all up and running. and but you cannot see what is happening. So if I would put the camera that I'm just connected, that is right there above me, to the preview window, I said it will turn from blue to yellow. So I'm just clicking right now, boom, yellow. Now, unfortunately, I cannot really show you if it comes red, but you have to then, well, maybe I can. If I do it like so, and then I'm going to this screen right there, whoop. Now it turns red, and now it turns yellow again. Now that one was I didn't change the coloring of that video, so that video is quite light. But of course that I can change. But now you see it's turning yellow. If I then go back to this one, it turns back to blue. So that is the way that this one works. Now I'm gonna put it right here on the ground, so that I can actually now show you something else. And oh, sorry. And that is that you can actually also connect to the system via the URL, and there's also a comms application. Now, what does it look like? So I have here my Surface. This is a i5 Surface Pro from Microsoft. This is my go-to system if I am on the road. If I go to the States, for instance, this is my system that I have with me, because it's very small, it's easy to use, and it's not, well, if it's stolen or something, I'm not stealing quite a lot. So this is the reason why. But there's another cool part of it, is that this product is actually also possible to use your finger, because it's a touchscreen. So let's switch on this and log on. And I can actually, what I'll do is I'll just put it like so that you can see that this is the product that I'm showing. And oh, wait a sec. Wait for it. There you go. So this is the product that I'm showing in a second, and let me try to get that. There you have it. Okay. So let's see what we have here. So this is the Burdock Comms Pro. There's also Comms Lite. The difference between the two is that with Comms Pro, you will have a little bit more of a professional audio interface. You can have multiple groups and not only one. But Comms Lite comes with 4 channels, which is already really, really good. But let's show you how it looks like. So it starts up with everything disconnected, and you do see that I actually have 2 Burdocks connected now. Unfortunately, I am Dutch, so that means that the names that you see are indeed in Dutch, but it says BD right, and below that BD desk. Well, desk you understand, but right, and the right is that's the camera that you just saw. If I click on Taekwondo in a group Taekwondo, you will find that, boom, here you have both of the cameras. And you can actually see that it's live connected. So that's great. I can actually also go into Darth Vader. There's audio. And that audio is important, is that, of course, that audio is something that you can listen to. You can listen to your program. And also switch. Now, well, first and foremost, if I press this button here, I can listen as it is now. I'll listen to one. Sorry for that, guys. I think that I'll start again with this part. So you could listen to a little bit of an echo coming on. Sorry for that, but that is the program audio. The program audio is, of course, important for you to listen to, so that you, as somebody who's talking to the cameraman, can actually go to the cameras that you want to talk to. Now you can, what I wanted to say was that if you see the camera icon there, that means that the camera is actually giving you the audio so that you can actually listen to the camera. But if you want to listen to your cameraman, you can switch it to the headset icon, and then you can listen to your cameraman. Now I don't have the headset yet, but that would be really, really cool as a feature. Another thing is that if you press this button right there, that will allow a cameraman to talk to another cameraman if you would like that. Well, I think that for starters, don't do that, because you are the director, you are important. So that is definitely something to look into. So that is really cool. What is also possible is that I'm using my finger now, and I can actually double tap, and now it turns blue, and that means that I'm literally talking only to that cameraman. And maybe I want to remove this one and talk to this cameraman. So actually, that blue is actually possible to be very precise on where you want to go, which is really cool. Also, what is really cool is that if I would press on BD Desk on my vMix and put it into preview, note that it turns green. That means that it is in it's in program. In preview. If I would put that in program, that will turn red. So that you can also see here which one is actually ready to be picked up and moved to the program. So that is what I really think it's really cool that's possible with this product. So if you have any questions about it, please let me know. Of course, there's also a Comms Lite, which is roughly the same the same look and feel. Wait a sec. Let's put me there. Hi, because that was a very bad color. So the thing is that if I zoom in on this camera, let me try to do that quickly. If I zoom in to that camera, then it will not be as light as it looks like there. So because I didn't zoom it in, it looked very crappy, but that's by design. Anyway, so that is what I wanted to talk to you about. Again, let me get this out of the way for a bit so that I can concentrate. Shutting down, all right. So again, what we've done so far is that we have talked about the Burdock Mini. This is the way that it looks like if it's all connected. As you can see, it is at this moment in preview, as you can see, and it does turn a little bit hot. That is definitely the case. However, it does do a lot, and it is, I almost forgot, it is NDI, the full NDI. It is not NDI HX, so there's no compression. It's the full bandwidth. That does come with some quirks, of course. If you don't have a very big network, then that's a problem. But if you have, like me, a separate network for your cameras, then that should not be a problem. I also have a, oh wait, I can actually show that as, and in the meantime, I do see Rudy Engels' reaction. Love the Aussies. Yes, like I said, there's a lot of cool things coming from Australia. I did call them Blackmagic first, sorry for that, but we're talking here again about Burdock, really cool guys. A small company that is really good at doing one thing fantastically, and the same thing goes also for vMix that are also from Australia. But I wanted to show you very quickly which router is very good for this. So I'm getting it now. so So this is my router that I use for if I am on location work. This one right here. The Unify. It's a fantastic product. It is also a PoE switch, so you can actually use it for NDI purposes as well. And you have 8 ports that are all PoE, so that means that I can actually bring in up to 6 cameras and 2 laptops, and then it's full. But then you have a very nice product. And I have at this moment 2 Bird Dog Minis. I love them, and I think they're very, very good. There is also a Bird Dog Studio, which also has SDI, and it has also the possibility to have like a matrix board to say Cam 1, for instance. It's really a nice product. I have decided not to go for it yet because also of the price difference, and everything that I have here is actually HDMI, so it didn't really make sense for me to go SDI. But it might be that because I have 2 of the Bird Dog Minis, it might be that I'm putting that one, this camera right here, which is now still SDI, to a Bird Dog Studio, just because this is my main camera. It has to be perfect. But I'm not sure about that one yet. And if I do that, it's not going to be anytime soon, because it's a lot of investment. The product is about the 450-500 euros. So it's quite an expensive device, but it's fantastically great, especially because it does more than one thing. It has comms, it has NDI support, and it has the possibility to encode and decode, and it has tele. And the whole those combination, that makes it very cheap even. So that's important. So it's because of all of those things combined that it makes it actually a very inexpensive product. That's just an FYI for you. That's it for today. I hope that you liked it. 30 minutes. Somehow I get really excited about these guys. I do expect that I will be purchasing more of a Bird Dog in the near future. I am eyeing out for a P100, which is a PTZ camera. Reason is that I am considering to move away from PTZ optics. I have to be very honest about it. I used to like them. I used to also recommend them, though the last couple of months I have seen issues with my cameras arising, and it doesn't feel right anymore. So I am still using them, but I am using them more and more as a B camera, or maybe even a C camera, if that's something that you understand. So they're not my main cameras anymore, and I am going probably full throttle to Bird Dog with those. Now, Bird Dog doesn't make their own cameras. That's done by, and this is the top of my hand, Bowling. But they are using a Sony Sony module for the camera itself. But they do have all full NDI, which I really, really, really like. So that is something that I'm considering. And like I said, also the Studio still is. But I'm not. They also have the P200 and also a 4K camera. And the 4K camera, not interested. 200 maybe, but not really. But if you are thinking of it, then check that out. Okay, that's it for today. I hope that you liked it. I was really looking forward to this episode because it was an enablement of the new studio. I mean, I am using now full Sony cameras, so I am going away from PTZ optics. Like I said, now I don't like to bash, to be honest. I do still like them as persons, but not as the brand. Unfortunately, it does hurt for me because I do like them as the persons themselves. Anyhow, that's it what I have for today. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Oh. That's what you get.